your business. At LDM, we have unique ideas, modern tools, and a dedicated workforce that delivers great results. Let's Digital Marketing is perhaps India's best digital marketing agency. We are a results oriented company that follows through on our promises. We are always up for anything, regardless of the domain or the scope of the project. You'll never use anyone else's services after using ours. Get everything under one roof with Let's Digital Marketing. From SEO to SMO, link building to email marketing. We offer other services such as social media marketing, search engine marketing, content marketing, PPC advertising, web development, bulk mail marketing, bulk SMS marketing, and bulk WhatsApp marketing. Professionalism, out of the box ideas, and its successful implementation makes LDM one of its kind. Meeting deadlines, generating results, and multicultural competence is the specialty of LDM. A new client is just a click away from you. Don't believe? Give us a call on 8586 or visit www.letsdigitalmarketing.com. Let's Digital Marketing can help you grow your business. At LDM, we have unique ideas, modern tools, and a dedicated workforce that delivers great results. Let's Digital Marketing is perhaps India's best digital marketing agency. We are a results oriented company that follows through on our promises. We are always up for anything, regardless of the domain or the scope of the project. You'll never use anyone else's services after using ours. Get everything under one roof with Let's Digital Marketing. From SEO to SMO, link building to email marketing. We offer other services such as social media marketing, search engine marketing, content marketing, PPC advertising, web development, bulk mail marketing, bulk SMS marketing, and bulk WhatsApp marketing. Professionalism, out of the box ideas, and its successful implementation makes LDM one of its kind. Meeting deadlines, generating results, and multicultural competence is the specialty of LDM. A new client is just a click away from you. Don't believe? Give us a call on 8586 or visit www.letsdigitalmarketing.com.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for coming here, Honorable Minister. Uh, we have today's function is all about Sawal Sehat Ka. It's by the Sunday Standard and many media people. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here on a very rainy day, being indoors rather than outdoors. And it's a real privilege to welcome the minister who has been in this role in a previous avatar as well. And I think she's become quite a veteran in this subject. So thank you so much for coming here. And thank you so much to Mr. Chawla for being here as well. May I now invite Mr. Chawla to offer a bouquet to the minister? Uh, if you could come on stage, the minister as well, please. And may I also invite the IMA President, Dr. Dilip Bhanushali, to welcome the minister with a bouquet. The bouquet? Yeah. A little louder applause, ladies and gentlemen, please. I know, I think so. I think they've talked so much about. I was just overhearing conversations about Ozempic and diabetes, so I think they're quite exhausted. Thank you so much. May I now request the three of you to go down there and light the lamp? May I also invite Dr. Kalyan Goswami, Dr. Sanjay Rai, Dr. Dilip Bhanushali is of course there already, Dr. Trilochan Mahapatra, Dr. S.K. Verma, and Dr. Devakar Gupta. Could you please join the dignitaries in lighting the lamp? Of course, you can't see it being lit because you're surrounded by photographers, but thank you so much, everyone. May I now request Mr. Chawla and the Honorable Minister to return to the stage for the next step of the event. Thank you. The collective medical wisdom here is, of course, quite something. I think we could easily open a medical college here, a temporary medical college. Thank you so much, all of you, for being here. As you know, we're all living longer. There are multiple issues with that. There's the rise of non-communicable diseases. You know that better than I do. And our lifestyles are evolving. Some of you would say they're regressing. And new viruses are being discovered, but at the same time, they're cutting edge cures as well. And the doctors, all of you, are at the forefront of the war on all kinds of diseases which are yet to be discovered. And you're our curers, our carers, our counselors, everything. And I think we rediscovered our um, reason and our commitment to the medical profession during COVID. I think we all sort of understood the importance. But I think we've also retained that. So thank you so much for everything that you do. Please give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you very much for all that you do for the community and for society. May I now request the minister to deliver her address? And as I said before, she's no stranger to this portfolio. She was here earlier as well. So I think she can also tell us, chronicle the change that has happened in the medical profession and in the way diseases are being treated, and the way the nation has also changed in meeting these challenges. So over to you, Madam Minister, please.
Thank you, Kaveri ji. Shri Prabhu Chawla ji, Editorial Director, the New Indian Express Group, Dr. Dilip Panushali, IMA President, and the healthcare leaders, and all the distinguished guests, participants who are present here, the entire team of the New Indian Express Group, and everybody who's been part of this conclave today. A very good evening, and thank you, Chawla ji, for inviting me and giving me this opportunity to discuss and share Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India's roadmap for a healthier India by 2047. And it's absolutely a privilege for me to be here with you all, joining this Sawal Sehat ka, a health conclave that has been hosted by the group. Well, ladies and gentlemen, 2047 is a landmark year because we have a target when India completes 100 years of its independence. So when we look towards this landmark year, we want to see a healthier India. So what will a healthier India look like? That's the primary question. And how do we reach there? So we want to see a healthcare system which is people-centric, which is climate resilient, which is technology-driven, and which is inclusive. Why? Because we believe in guaranteeing access to affordable and quality healthcare to each and every citizen of India when the nation completes 100 years of its independence. And keeping that in mind, we started our journey 11 years back when our government first took over under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, and we started making rapid strides. So we began our effort with rolling out the new national health policy. This was the much needed step because for decades, nobody ever thought of revising the earlier policies that existed. The world is changing, and so are the healthcare challenges. So it's important that we reshape our policies to be able to address the newer form of challenges which keep coming up in front of us. So when we rolled out this policy, we tried to give it a totally different approach. While the earlier policy, as you would know, because it's all experts in medicine who are sitting here and you would understand medicine more than me. So the earlier policy, it adopted a curative approach. And the focus of the policies which existed earlier, which were decades old, was controlling the diseases and at the most offering a curative approach to healthcare. But when we launched the new policy, we made it an integrated model because our idea of health is now holistic healthcare, a comprehensive model. So when we say a comprehensive model, it encompasses everything. So there's preventive, there's promotive, there's curative, there's rehabilitative, and there's palliative. So all aspects, it's an entire continuum which is being taken care of. And the most important thing, the policy has several different aspects, but the most important thing is universal health coverage. Universal health coverage requires multi-pronged approach. It's not easy, and it's a much debated issue, not just nationally, but internationally, and every country has been grappling with the struggle. How to attain universal health coverage, and if for a country as big as ours, look at the size of our population and the levels of disparity, it is not an easy target to achieve. But then this is a government which never thinks of doing easy things. We always take up challenges, and we have decided that when India completes 100 years of its independence, we will attain universal health coverage. So as I said, there are multiple factors that need to be taken care of when we talk about universal health coverage. So what are those factors? And I would say the first and the most important factor is a strong political will. Without that, nothing can proceed. And this is a government which is led by a decisive leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. So you need a strong political will. You need increased healthcare spending. You need strengthening of the healthcare infrastructure. You need addressing the social determinants of health. You need to offer financial protection to your population. You also need to foster public-private partnership. You need to adopt digital health and technological innovations. So, and keep the focus on preventive healthcare. So all of this needs to be taken care of. And we have tried to address each of these as we progressed in these 11 years. So I would like to start with the strengthening of the primary, tertiary, secondary healthcare structure in India. And at the grassroots level, at the lowest level, we have the primary healthcare. Because if we strengthen our primary healthcare, you know that it reduces the burden on our secondary and eventually the tertiary healthcare facilities. So there have been public health facilities called the sub-centers, sub-health centers and primary health centers which have existed in India for long. But we tried to reform them. And then Ayushman Arogya Mandir came up. So there are 1,77,000 Ayushman Arogya Mandirs in this country now. And how are they different from what they were doing earlier as sub-health centers? Today, the Ayushman Arogya Mandirs are not just offering what they used to offer traditionally, which was maternal and child health care. Today, we have enhanced the spectrum of services which are being offered, and it is 12 essential services which Ayushman Arogya Mandirs are offering. So while there is maternal and child health care, there's also care for NCDs, there's also care for mental health, oral health, ENT, eye care, first level trauma and emergency care, and even teleconsultation. We cannot function without technology orientation in our primary healthcare system. So all that is being offered to India's ordinary citizen for whom the first point of contact is an Ayushman Arogya Mandir. And the future of healthcare is preventive, so there also the Ayushman Arogya Mandirs are playing a very important role, because today when we discuss about health, we say that the burden of NCDs is rising. The lifestyle diseases are growing, so what do? We have to start addressing them right at the grassroots. And how are the Ayushman Arogya Mandirs helping? We have started screening of all individuals aged 30 and above. For what? For diabetes, for hypertension, and 3 types of common cancers. So it is oral cancer, and it is breast cancer and cervical cancer for women. And crores of people have already been screened. I don't want to quote the figures, but that it has picked up. The momentum has been gained, so large-scale screening is going on, and that is actually early detection and treatment, timely treatment. If you don't detect early, you would not be able to save many lives, but we've been able to do so today because of the new form in which the Ayushman Arogya Mandirs are functioning today. Mental health, that's a very important issue. Today, counseling for mental issues like anxiety, stress, depression, all this is being offered at the Ayushman Arogya Mandirs. And we talk about a healthy lifestyle. Ayushman Arogya Mandir today are conducting yoga and wellness session. They are telling people what is good nutrition, what is a healthy lifestyle. So all that awareness generation and community engagement is also being taken care of. So that's the role these primary level health facilities are playing in growing that healthcare landscape, which we would like to see when we complete 100 years of our independence. Now coming to the importance of increased healthcare spending. Our government realizes that, recognizes what difference it can make if you increase the spending on healthcare. And national health policy talks about slowly increasing the spending on healthcare to 2.5% of the GDP, because there are so many countries surrounding India which are actually spending more. And we've started moving, we've started walking the talk. When our government took over, it was 1.1% of the GDP, the healthcare spending. Today, in 2024-25, it is 1.9%. So we are gradually moving towards 2.5. And the share of government health expenditure as part of the total health expenditure has gone up from 29% to 48%, almost 20%. That's not a small thing in just 11 years. A very big concern for our country is out-of-pocket expenses. So how should that go down? Because a large section of our population, especially those from the disadvantaged sections of the society, will not avail medical facilities, will not go to a doctor, will not seek treatment. Why? Because they have to spend from their own pocket and there is nothing left in the pocket. So people are pushed into poverty because of these expenses. So our government tried to take care of this. And there is a clear connection between public healthcare spending going up and out-of-pocket expenses going down. So while the public healthcare spending has also gone up, like I said, from 29% to 48%, the out-of-pocket expenses have also come down in India. When we took over, it stood at 63%, and today it has come down to 39%. I don't have the latest figure, it'll go down even further. So the impact of out-of-pocket expenses going down is that an ordinary citizen who earlier would maybe try to delay treatment would not do so now. He or she will seek timely treatment, and that will, in a way, reduce the severity of the illness and also bring down the burden on the tertiary healthcare facilities. So that is how the government is moving. Then we have also to address the shortage of doctors and skilled professionals in times to come. We don't want to see that India, where after completing 100 years, we say that, oh my God, in this part of the country, there's no doctor, in that part of the country, there's no specialist. No, we don't want that. But then if you don't want that, you have to start acting now. And we started acting 11 years back. So we started scaling up the medical education infrastructure, and we've been able to build 157 new medical colleges in the country. Just 11 years. So 380 medical college, 387 in 2014, and today it's 780 plus, 101% increase. The number of MBBS seats going up by 130%, PG seats going up by 138%. And Prime Minister of India announced from the ramparts of the Red Fort that in this third tenure, over the course of 5 years, we'll be adding another 75,000 seats, medical seats, in our third tenure, so that we have more and more availability of doctors. So this is how we address the issue of availability of doctors also, so that there is a balanced doctor population ratio when we see India in 2047. And strengthening of healthcare infrastructure. So we came up with this huge program called Prime Minister Ayushman Bharat Health Infrastructure Mission. Huge investment is today being made to fill up those critical gaps which exist in our secondary and tertiary healthcare infrastructures. Diagnostic labs are being upgraded, critical care blocks are being created, research is being promoted. All that is being integrated with the frontline healthcare delivery. Why? Because we want our systems, our healthcare systems, to be prepared to face any crisis, any emergency. And those are the lessons that we derive from COVID-19 pandemic. There were gaps which existed in the healthcare ecosystem, and we could not really respond to the pandemic. We could have responded better. So we want to prepare our healthcare system for another pandemic if it comes, any healthcare emergency today. We have this new program which is called the National One Health Mission. What is that? We don't exist in isolation. So animal health, human health, environment health, everything has to be integrated, everything is interconnected. So that National One Health Mission is also being progressing under this government, because embracing that One Health spirit would mean that we would be able to shift from a reactive response to a proactive preparedness. You may have also read in the newspapers about the Bhishma Cube. That's another novelty we have introduced. It's a modular medical facility which can be very useful in providing emergency life-saving clinical care. And at all the 23 All India Institute of Medical Sciences which we've created. So there were, let me also mention that there were only 7 when our government took over. Today there are 23. So in all those All India Institute of Medical Sciences, we have the deployment of the Bhishma cubes also. And all this keeping in mind that our healthcare system has to be climate resilient. It has to be prepared to respond effectively to any emergency or health crisis that occurs in the future. And then digital technology, innovation. I can proudly say that today India is emerging as one of the preeminent nations to be adopting technology and digital health solutions to transform the lives of its citizens. And there are so many initiatives. The biggest one is the Ayushman Bharat Digital Health Mission. So ABDM is like, now we are trying to create a digital health ecosystem. So every citizen in this country is going to have a unique Abha ID. 54 crores Abha unique IDs have been created. So whether it is Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission, or it's e-Sanjeevani, or it is e-Raktakosh, UWIN, which is our Universal Immunization Program portal, CoWIN app you have heard of, and Telemanas, which is a 24/7 helpline for patients suffering from mental issues. So these are proving to be game changers because technology, you agree that it has the power to transform the lives of individuals, improve the patient care outcomes, and also enhance the healthcare delivery. And that is what it is doing, and we are adopting these solutions. Today, we also have medical drones. So Prime Minister launched these medical drones facility for 11 All India Institute of Medical Sciences just last year on 9th Ayurveda Day. And we all know the potential of medical drones. Our Department of Health Research and ICMR, they are running schemes like MedTech Mitra, Patent Mitra, where you provide hand-holding support to healthcare innovators, startups, providing them regulatory guidance, giving them clinical validation, and also helping them in patenting support. And removing all the bottlenecks for them and making their ideas turn into market-ready solutions. Today, artificial intelligence is being adopted in its true spirit. We're creating centers of excellence at All India Institute of Medical Science, Delhi, Rishikesh, and also PGI Chandigarh. So our healthcare system doesn't stay untouched from digital health and innovation, innovative technologies. And government warns that there should be more and more public-private partnership. Ours is a huge country, as I said. We have a population, 142 crore people. And look at the levels of disparity. You know, it is not just desirable, it's also indispensable. We need to come together, the public sector and private sector. And there are so many areas where we could partner, and we are partnering. Private sector participation will help us in improving, I would say, idea. It's infrastructure, it's efficiency, it's delivery, and it's also access. And as we see it, health is a shared mission. It's a common goal. So nothing should actually refrain us from moving fast towards achieving our common goal, which is to attain best and excellent patient care outcomes. So that is how Government of India, I mean, there is a lot that can be said, but health is like vast. It never comes to an end. But these are broadly things that we are doing to address the major issues which exist in India's healthcare landscape. And all I wish to say is that we need to continue to work together, and we will be able to achieve our targets. Health, as I said, health for all is the belief and philosophy on which we function. Attaining health for all, it is not just an ambitious goal. It is not just a policy issue. It is a moral commitment of the NDA government led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. Every life matters to us. So let us continue to work together, because we believe only a healthier India can be a developed India. And with this, I thank Prabhu Chawla ji once again, his entire team, New Indian Express Group, for having me here, and thank you all for your patience. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much. I think there couldn't be a better ambassador for universal healthcare than the Honorable Minister. I think she laid out the Government of India's plan very succinctly, and it's really, it was a privilege to listen to you, ma'am. It's quite eye-opening as well. And on a couple of things, for instance, the Bhishma Cube, I've actually seen it in operation, and it's quite, it's really outstanding. And I think also the telemanas that you talked about, that's an enormous development. I think to recognize that mental health is an illness, not just an aberration, is a big thing for a government. And I think with the support of the private sector, I think India can do a lot more. So thank you very much for your really wonderful presentation. Now to the heart of the evening today, we'd like to recognize a whole lot of game changers, people who've made a huge difference in their field. I'd like to begin with Dr. Pradeep Chaube. He's a Padma Shri, and he's also the winner of the first certificate that the minister will be giving away. Will we have a video on him, please? I think they're just 1 minute videos, and we'd like to play them if it's okay.
Institute of Laparoscopic. Dr. Pradeep Chaube is the group chairman, Max Institute of Laparoscopic, Robotic and Barometric Surgeon, and chairman, surgeon, and allied surgeon specialist at Max Healthcare, Max Super Speciality Hospital, New Delhi. Dr. Pradeep Chaube belongs to the cadre of pioneer laparoscopic surgeons in the Asian subcontinent who took the leap from open to laparoscopic surgery. He was the first to perform laparoscopic cholecystectomy in North India, and since then he has worked with singular determination to develop and evaluate and propagate minimal access, metabolic and barometric surgery in India. He is the honorary surgeon to the President of India, honorary surgeon to the Armed Force Medical Services, and surgeon to His Holiness the Dalai Lama.
Dr. Chaube. Thank you so much, sir, for your service. Wonderful. The next certificate goes to Dr. Anil Kohli. May we have the AV on him, please?
Dr. Anil Kohli is a postgraduate in conservative dentistry and endodontics from prestigious King's George Medical College, Lucknow. As a student, he was awarded a gold medal for being the best house surgeon and also the S.S. Bhatnagar Award for his exceptional and distinguished services. He was conferred the exalt Padma Shri in 1992, Padma Bhushan in 2005, and later Dr. B.C. Roy National Award in 2007, making him the first ever dental surgeon in the country to have received the nation's highest civilian Padma Awards twice. He has been honored with the rank of Brigadier in the Army Dental Corps.
जी मैं वही कहने वाली थी. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Kohli. The next certificate goes to Dr. Harsh Mahajan. इनका भी video please play करें.
Dr. Harsh Mahajan. Dr. Harsh Mahajan is an eminent radiologist, a pioneer in the field of MRI in India, having set up one of the first MRI facilities in 1991. He is the founder and chairman of Mahajan Imaging and Labs, a chain of diagnostic centers in North India. He is also a chairman of CARPL.ai, a startup in AI which has advocated a platform approach to deployment and validation of AI, chairman of development of nuclear medicine and PET-CT at Sir Gangaram Hospital. He has a consultant to International Atomic Energy Agency and currently a member on the board of NABH and the Health and Mental Health Committee of National Human Rights Commission.
Oh, okay. I'm sure it will reach his hands. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ji. The next award goes to Dr. J.M. Hans. Inka bhi video play kariye, please.
Professor Dr. J.M. Hans is a gold medalist MS-ENT from prestigious institute, PGI Chandigarh. He pioneered the Varia technique in cochlear implant surgery 20 years ago in India and has successfully operated SAARC countries. He was the professor and head of the Department of ENT at Ram Manohar Lohia Hospital, New Delhi. He is a fellow of the House Ear Institute, USA, and the Bionic Ear Institute, Australia.
Thank you so much. I think the minister must be knowing most of the doctors who are being awarded today. Right. Thank you so much. The next award goes to Dr. S.K. Agarwal. May we have the video playing, please? Tremendous accomplishments of all the doctors. So congratulations
Professor Sanjay Kumar Agrawal. Professor Sanjay Kumar Agrawal, alumnus of King's George Medical College, Lucknow, served his entire career AIIMS, New Delhi, including 15 years as head of nephrology, a leading expert on infection during dialysis and transplantation. He published extensively on tuberculosis, hepatitis, CKD, glomerular disease, and transplantation. He conducted India's first CKD prevalence study and chaired ISN-funded CKD prevention conferences. Internationally, he was ISN Council member from 2011 to 17, founding ANIO member and recently awarded ISN Fellowship. He contributed to KDIGO, ASN, ACT, and WHO conferences.
Thank you so much, sir. Little louder applause, please. We have a few more to go, so please keep the applause going. The next award goes to Dr. Anshu Rohatgi. May we have her on stage, please, and may we have
Dr. Anshu Rohatgi is a senior consultant neurologist and a vice chairman at Sir Gangaram Hospital, New Delhi. He is highly respected clinician with over 35 years of experience in neurology and internal medicine. Dr. Anshu Rohatgi completed his MBBS and MD from Maulana Azad Medical College, University of Delhi, followed by a DNB and DM in neurology from GB Pant Hospital. He is also a fellow of Royal College of Physicians, Edinburgh, and a fellow American Academy of...
Sorry for getting your gender wrong. Great. The next award goes to Dr. Vinay Agarwal. May we have the video, please?
Dr. Vinay Agrawal. Dr. Vinay Agrawal, former National President of Indian Medical Association, IMA, and currently the chairman of Pushpanjali Medical Center, is a visionary thinker with relentless ambition of reform India's medical education system. His mission involves integrating research and innovation into healthcare landscape, aiming for transformative changes at the national level and aspiring to extend these efforts globally through collaboration with the World Medical Association. With exceptional leadership qualities and the determination to challenge conventional boundaries, Dr. Agrawal has been recognized with numerous prestigious awards, including the esteemed Dr. B.C. Roy Award for his contribution to medical education.
Wonderful. The next award goes to Dr. Asit Arora. May we have the video, please?
Dr. Asit Arora did his MBBS from Kasturba Medical College, Mangalore, Karnataka, 2003, MS General Surgery from SMS Medical College, Jaipur, 2007, MCH Surgical Gastroenterology from GB Pant, New Delhi, 2012. Dr. Asit Arora is an experienced gastrointestinal oncosurgeon with over 15 years of clinical and surgical expertise in managing complex GI cancers. A pioneer in advanced surgical oncology, Dr. Arora specializes in minimalizing invasive techniques, including laparoscopic and robotic assist surgeries, delivering superior outcomes and enhanced recovery for patients.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. That's why I could hear you talking about Ozempic. Great. The next award goes to Dr. Praveen Gupta. May we have him on stage and may we have the video as well, please?
A visionary neurologist at the forefront of innovation, Dr. Praveen Gupta is a renowned neurologist with over 20 years of experience in the field of neurology. He is currently serving as the chairman, Marengo Asia International Institute of Neuro and Spine, Chief Clinic Strategy, Growth and Innovation, North India, and Chief Mentor for Startups. He has established as a leading expert in the diagnosis, treatment of neurological disorders and has played a vital role in advancing the field of technology in India. He established the first stroke center in Gurugram and was
Great. So the next award goes to Dr. Richa Gupta. May we have the video, please?
Dr. Richa Gupta, a distinguished physiotherapist with over 15 years of experience, is the founder of Align Body Physiotherapy Clinic, now proudly operating 2 branches in East Delhi and South Delhi. Her inspiring journey began in a small room balancing motherhood with 2 young children and limited resources. Through relentless determination, she transformed challenges into milestones, becoming a certified chiropractor, osteopath, and top-ranking physiotherapy graduate from her university. She holds
The next award goes to Dr. Viveka Kumar. May we have the video, please?
Dr. Viveka Kumar, Vice Chairman and Chief of Cath Labs, Pan Max Cardiac Sciences, Max Super Speciality Hospital, Saket. More than 25 plus years of interventional cardiology. He did his education and training from St. George Hospital, London, UK, Southampton University Hospital, Southampton, UK, Interventional Cardiology and EP, St. George Hospital, UK, Interventional Cardiology and EP, TAVI, Mitra Clip and Structural Heart Fellowship in USA, Europe and Denmark, FSCAI, Society for Cardiovascular Angiography and Interventions.
The list of degrees goes on. The next award goes to Dr. Sumit Gupta. May we have the video, please? And may we have Dr. Gupta on stage?
Dr. Sumit Gupta, DM Medical Oncology, Cancer Institute, Chennai, MD Internal Medicine, Chaudhry Charan Singh University, Meerut, MBBS Tumkar Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences, Karnataka. Dr. Sumit Gupta is a renowned cancer expert and has a vast experience of treating all sorts of cancers. He has been trained from Cancer Institute, Chennai, and All India Institute of Medical Sciences. His area of experts includes hematological malignancies and bone marrow transplants.
The next award goes to Dr. Sonali Kohli. May we have the video, please, and may we have her on stage?
Dr. Sonali Kohli, MD, Integrative Functional Dermatologist and Healthcare Entrepreneur. Dr. Sonali Kohli is a distinguished board certified dermatologist with over 12 years of clinical excellence, currently serving as a senior consultant at Sir H.N. Reliance Foundation Hospital, Mumbai. She combines traditional dermatology with cutting edge functional medicine approaches to address her root cause for skin conditions.
And the last award of the day is Dr. Meha Kohli. May we have Dr. Kohli on stage, please, and the video
Dr.
as well.
Meha Kohli. Dr. Meha Kohli is a very efficient professional and a very hardworking towards achieving high goals in the field of oral health care. She is an MDS periodontist, done her bachelor's from Santosh Medical College and master's from Shri Bihari College.
Wonderful. Thank you all. Are we going to do a photo op, sir, of all the entire group with the minister? Or, okay. Thank you very much, the minister. Thank you very much, Mr. Chawla. I think it's over to you, Mr. Divakar now. Dr. Divakar. Thank you very much. Is there someone who has to listen? Yes.
Good evening, everybody. It's
Yes. May I request you to please give the memento to the minister?
yeah,
Yes.
definitely. I'll ask my partner, Salip, to ask sir to present a memento to the minister.
Thank you. That's really beautiful.
Can I ask the memento of Dr. Mr. Prabhu Chawla? I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. You can call him Dr. Chawla. He's also very fit enough to be called Dr. Chawla. You know that you walk 10,000 steps a day, sir, or is it 20,000? I keep forgetting. Not to walk that much, okay.
Oh.
My God. Right. Thank you, everyone. It was a real pleasure, and thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'll request everyone to kindly be seated. We are moving on to the next program where we have got eminent speakers with us. So I will request the speakers to be ready, and I think let's allow madam to leave. Paper. Everyone makes a function successful. It is many papers. Thank you. Bas, thank you. लोगों को अंदर चले आओ।
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're just about to start our session. I will request you to please take your seat so that we can start our session. All the ladies and gentlemen who are present in this place, I would request you to please kindly take your seat so that we can start our session. All the speakers are here. I am really glad that they could make it in this evening.
Can I request, sir, we will do this session completely, but after the talk. Bahar nahi, please nahi. Rajiv Dubey ji. I will request that kindly play the AV of Dr. Dilip Bhanushali. Can I ask all the speakers to come on the dais? Dr. Trilochan Mahupatra, Dr. S.K. Malhotra, Dr. Kalyan Goswami, Dr. Sanjay Rai, and Dr. Upasana Arora. Kindly please on the dais.
Dr. Dilip P. Bhanushali, IMA National President 2024 to 2025. Born at Hyderabad on 9th November 1951 to Shri Pragaji Velji and Srimati Gangaben. Schooling from Vivek Varidhari High School, 1960 batch. MBBS from MR Medical College, Gulbarga, Karnataka University in the year 1970 batch. From 1980 to 1995, ran a 30-bedded Kachiguda Maternity and General Nursing Home at Kachiguda, Hyderabad. From 1995 to 2017, running a daycare clinic at the same premises. In 1985, did a course in basic and advanced life support in Pittsburgh, USA. Today, he will be speaking upon participation of private sector in affordable healthcare.
I request all the awardees to kindly stay back as we have got a photo session after that, and there will be interview for you. So I'll request all the awardees to kindly stay back. Sir, Dr. Dilip Bhanushali, please, sir. PPT, please.
Going to come here.
So this is the screen.
Namaskar. I thank the organizers of Event Express for this health conclave, Sawal, Sehat ka. It gives me a great pleasure and privilege to be here. I represent 4 lakh doctors of India, the Indian Medical Association. I think majority of the doctors who are not members, they should know that IMA is the biggest medical body in the world, with 4 lakh members, 1 lakh junior doctors, 1 lakh postgraduates and medical students. So almost 6 lakh doctors out of 13 to 14 modern medicine doctors. The topic what has been given to me is the participation of private sector in affordable healthcare. Well, as WHO has rightly said, health is the state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the essence of disease or infirmity. So it doesn't confine only to the health, but mental and physical are also the other parts of health. Now, Indian health sector faces significant number of challenges with the lowest allocation of health funding in the percentage of GDP globally. We heard our minister saying that they have increased it. It has come to 1.9, where officially we were asking for 5% of GDP. India's overall health spending, both in public and private sector, currently is estimated to 3.8 of its GDP, lower than the limit urge of health spending share of 5.2%. Now, India's health system is overwhelmingly financed by out-of-pocket expenditure. The minister was rightly saying that it has come down, but overall out-of-pocket expenditure, as we all have seen, it gives a lot of burden to every patient. Now, private sector, it caters to a considerable share of health needs. However, the sector is highly diverse, consisting of healthcare providers ranging from state-of-the-art urban hospitals to quacks in many rural areas. Here, I think IMA is fighting for quackery. We have seen quacks everywhere, both in the urban and rural areas, and they are playing havoc in the healthcare system of India. Prescribing third-generation antibiotics, so they prescribe steroids without knowing the side effects or without knowing anything. And unfortunately, this has been supported by the government because they are the vote banks. The lack of consistent and uniform application of regulation has led to the emergence of flourishing of self-proclaimed healers, unscientific mixing of different systems of healing by a large number of practitioners. We see unauthorized and irrational prescription, as I said before, life-saving medicines, third-generation antibiotics, steroids have been used. Now, despite this, the authorized private health sector with qualified health providers play a substantial role in the country, while major issues related to the accessibility, affordability, and standardization. Government funding provided by both the central and the state governments currently constitutes approximately 1/3 of the health spending, with states accounting for nearly 2/3 of total government health expenditure. Sustained unfunding of public sector facilities and the rapid growth of private sector has contributed to the riding or the over-the-counter cost of healthcare for the households. So in India, the healthcare scenario has transformed over the last few decades, and almost 87% of services are provided in the private sector, making the major stakeholder. Now, what should be our national health policy? The national health policy in 2017 not only advocates for exploring role of private-public partnership in achieving universal health coverage, but also been proposed as efficient model for disaster risk reduction. Now here we come, what are the challenges we are facing? There are few challenges I have enumerated here are about Clinical Establishment Act, Violence in Healthcare, Consumer Protection Act, doctors as a soft target, adverse comments in media and film, in television, rapidly eroding trust and quackery. Now, all of you know that Clinical Establishment Act, from IMA, we have been fighting Clinical Establishment Act since last 1 decade. Now, this matter has gone to Supreme Court. Our challenge there also was not taken when we said that if the advocates and judges are not in the purview of Consumer Protection Act, why doctors? It took them only 5 minutes to throw our application. So even judiciary is not helping in that. What has caused this? Unnecessary burden for clinics and nursing homes and small hospitals, numerous clearances, registration, fire safety, pollution control, biomedical waste are some of the problems there. Now, absence of online portal, no single window system. In fact, if some of you have opened a nursing home or a small it takes 32 institution where you have to go and collect to get a certificate to open a clinic. Now, this rampant corruption. which all adds to the patients. Violence. The Calcutta incidents, if you remember, was an eye-opener to all our professionals. We see violence day in, day out throughout our country, and IMA is fighting for this for almost 1 decade. But the violence hasn't come down. We requested government to bring a central law for this, but every time we say that, they say that law and order problem is of the state, so you approach your state governments. In fact, 23 states of our country have definitely regulations. What they say is, if they have, say, 3 years imprisonment, which has been declared, then it's a bailable. What we are asking is 7 years imprisonment, null bailment. For that, we have approached our Home Minister, Dr. Amit Shah ji. We approached our state governments also, but it hasn't been materialized still. So we're fighting with this, and we're requesting all our stakeholders at the state to approach the state governments for this law. Now, state has failed to protect healthcare professionals. Violence is rampant. Can't create an atmosphere of fear. Now, what has this done? Supreme Court gave a judgment about the Calcutta case to form a national body to go into depth of this, and they have submitted their report where they said they should have a separate security for the doctors, separate rooms for the lady doctors who are working, CCTV cameras, barricade security, everything, but unfortunately it hasn't materialized yet. So the central law was needed, which is we are not still getting it. The second thing was Consumer Protection Act. Now this has eroded doctor-patient relationship. Doctors have gone into defensive medicine, and you have seen we are forced to write and to for investigations because वो लटकती तलवार हमारे सर पे अभी भी है, Consumer Protection Act. और इसके लिए we have approached the Supreme Court. In fact, the matter is sub judice still. What we are asking is exempt doctors from CPA. Why selective election only for the lawyers? Why not for the doctors? As I rightly said, doctors are the softest targets. They became fashion to malignant doctors. We deal with human body, but not and diseases. Don't target us. That's what we have been telling. And we see, they said, "Vedona and hurry." We said, "Don't tell us God, because we are not God. We are also human beings." So, what has happened is violence has become such a rampant thing. See, if they can, if there are very agencies where the patient can go, they can complain to the consumer protection and consumer courts, to the courts, or they can go to the national medical councils for the complaint. But they take law in their own hands, and we have seen incidences where the mob has, tried to burn the hospitals and kill the doctors. We hear the adverse comments in media, films, and television also played a very important role. Some of the films, if you have seen recently, they have maligned the doctor's prestige. So the important thing about media, every time I go for a function, I said, if you don't highlight what good doctors are doing, at least don't criticize them. So for the good work, you don't appreciate that. In a small part, you highlight and put it on the front page. So don't underestimate the power of media. Influence population very strongly. Please exercise restraint in this, because more than 95% of our doctors do good work. And please don't glorify minor issues in the norm. Now, as I said, Vaidyanarayan Hari, God if patient does well, thug if recovery doesn't happen. And doctors shopping, we have seen rampant shopping. Google doctor, unwilling to accept negative outcomes. These are some of the reasons for the violence. Quackery, I rightly said, encouraged by political class. They form the voter base. No other profession allows unqualified practice. Imagine unqualified pilots, engineers, or lawyers. Doctors are targeted for non-compliance of various acts. And this quackery has been, if you see, the meetings of these quackers, you have the politician present there. And they encourage because they are the vote banks. Now, what are the solutions? Increase our health budget to at least 5% of the GDP. Inform public that even government hospital beds are not free because they are subsidized. It takes cost to provide quality health care. Exempt clinics, nursing homes, and small hospitals from CEA. Reduce out-pocket expenditure. Exempt GST on essential medicines like life-saving medical equipment and health insurance. 3 months back, I met the commissioner of GST, where I asked them that GST should be removed for the common ailments in the society from the purview of GST. 19% of our population has diabetes. Every alternate man has hypertension. I said, we should remove GST to the common drugs like hypertension, diabetic drugs, cancer drugs, cancer equipments. Luckily, they were considerate. They sent IMA to the council, GST council. We approached the GST council. GST council asked us for the medicines what we want to be exempted from this. And we gave a list of drugs to them, both for anti-hypertensive, diabetic, and cancer drugs. And that matter is for consideration. Now, ensure insurance companies don't deny claims for previous reasons and harass patients. We have seen insurance also is not going to patient-friendly. Build good primary and secondary care infrastructure. Our minister was rightly saying that Ayushman Bharat program, wherein lot of primary PHC have been opened up with good number of some more PHC to come up. So government program to encourage this primary health center to improve this is a good step towards a healthy India. The solutions also are exempt doctors from CPA, ensure workplace safety, encourage private sector with easy loans and incentives, eliminate quackery, encourage public-private partnership models, reasonable journalism and not sensitization. Well, ladies and gentlemen, these are some of the views from IMA, and we have been fighting for this for almost a decade. I am sure government will be sensitive to our problems and will solve the problems. I thank you once again to the organizers to giving me this chance to come.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Can I ask Meena ma'am to please come on the dais to facilitate? Sir, please. दादा हमसे देर हो गई बुके पहले देना चाहिए था कोई नहीं दादा कैन आई हैव वन मोर बुके थैंक यू दादा हैज़ बीन वेरी हेल्पफुल इन ऑर्गेनाइजिंग दिस इवेंट सो वी आर वेरी कंफर्टेबल विद हिम so can I request to play the AV of Dr. Trilochan Mohapatra? Can I ask
Dr. Trilochan Mohapatra Dr. T. Mohapatra is currently holding the position of Chairperson, Protection of Plant Varieties and Farmers' Rights Authority, New Delhi, a statutory body in the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers' Welfare, Government of India, in the rank of Secretary of Government of India. Prior to this assignment, he worked for more than 6 years as Secretary, Department of Agricultural Research and Education, Ministry of Education, Government of India, as well as the Director General of the Indian Council of Agricultural Research. He also worked as Director and Vice Chancellor of IARI in New Delhi as a Director of CRRI. Today, he will be speaking on how to align farm yield with national nutritional requirement.
Dr. Trilochan, sir. So we are allotting you 10 minutes. I know it's very small time, but please, sir.
Very good evening to each one of you. Thanks the organizer for the invitation, and particularly Dr. Kalyan. And Dr. Kalyan Goswami is old friend, so when he said ki you have to come, so I could not say no. And of course, such programs do attract attention of everyone concerned, and the formal request by Ms. Leena Shah, the new Vice President, the New Indian Express Group, and I was wondering whether it would be worthwhile to spend time. And I thought probably I would be learning from others, and in fact, the previous presentation had so much of information, though I joined in between, but quite informative. So good evening to all of you. So it's only 10 minutes, so I don't want to really take longer. So much to talk about. The question is, how do we align the food production and farm yield with nutrition security? Certainly, we are comfortable with regard to what we produce. This year, 24-25 rather, would be remembered for a long time because we have record production of rice, wheat and maize, all the three crops, and food grain production touching almost 350 million ton mark. This is the third estimate. Very little is going to change after this. So 2024 and 25 is a year to remember. And similarly, horticultural production, Dr. Malhotra would speak more about it. Again, 367.7 million ton. That's again record production. If you compare 1950-51, where we stand, 25 million ton of horticulture produced, and more than 14 times we have increased. Of course, area expansion has been there, but productivity also has increased very significantly, not only horticulture crops and other crops. If you take rice, wheat, we have increased production more than 9 times and productivity by almost 5 times. So this is how we have come to this state of self-sufficiency, and we are exporting. And if you see the nutri-cereals, the millets, 2023 was International Year of Millets. And our production, if you compare with 1950-51, our productivity then was around 400 kg per hectare, and today it is about 2283 kg. So 5.6 times we have increased this production of coarse cereals, including millets. Pulses. Why I'm telling this, that horticulture crops, pulses, the nutri-cereals or millets, they are important components of our nutrition security. And that is the theme that we are talking about. The health security, good health, would not come only from medicines, medicinal supplementation and support, but primarily it would come from food. So food nutrition determining the health status of individuals, that we have to keep in mind. And how do we consume, and what we consume, how much we consume, primarily to determine our health condition. And the rest are there, our living style, lifestyle, how do we spend our time in terms of physical activity and other things. They would also certainly determine the health. This is a very broad thing. You know, the medicines and the doctors, certainly they have important role to play, only when you fall sick. But before that, you should be able to manage yourself, maintain good health. So how do we really do this? So food, I'll be focusing on the food component of health. And when we are having deficiency, we are importing. So that time you forgot about the nutrition. We wanted enough to feed the population. It's a huge population, and how do you really feed this huge population? And importing to feed this huge population, 1.4 billion plus, is really difficult, and it would be a drain on our economy. So in that context, you need to really produce enough, and that is what we have been able to do, and 350 million tons of food grains. And that has enabled us to provide free food to almost 80 crore people for years during COVID and beyond. So this is possible because we have enough food. And Food Security Act could be put in place because we could dare to provide free food whenever somebody is in need, and that too more than 80 crore people. So this is the food component of it. But the productivity, the yield, that's the theme, that whether we have been able to really keep pace. If you compare Punjab situation and overall India's situation and other states, there are different states in this country where the productivity is quite low, and that average pulls us down. But if you compare Punjab's productivity, it is comparable to world productivity, whether it is rice, wheat, and many crops. And so, and some states for some crops, and you see productivity comparable to the global average productivity. So this is the lesson that we have to learn and manage, that this gap, this is the management gap that Punjab, with the variety, with the management practices which have been put in place, that gives us, for instance, almost 6 tons of wheat yield. And why Chhattisgarh should give us 1.5 tons of wheat yield per hectare. So this is the difference. Chhattisgarh giving 1.5 tons per hectare yield in case of wheat, but Punjab giving 5.5 to 6 tons per hectare. So this, when you average out, and that's how you see variation in different states, and you average out, it comes down. So we have to see these management gaps and this responsibility of the state governments, responsibility of extension agencies, responsibility of even today all players. I should not point out one or other, but everybody who matter So have to play their role so that the gap which is existing with regard to the productivity is bridged. And this is a matter of serious concern. And there lies the limitation that if we bridge this gap, our productivity would increase and production would increase. How do we manage production? That's a different issue. Whether we have to continue with the same area for 30 million hectares of wheat, that's another issue. Or 45 million hectares of rice, we need to really reduce and diversify. Wherever we have deficiency, for instance, pulses and oilseeds, we need to manage that. So the time is limiting. So this is one aspect of it. How do we manage our yield levels? And certainly we must invest in research and continue innovating and absorbing new technologies, and also building partnerships so that our yield potential continues to break the ceilings. And that is another important aspect of yield. But how do you manage increasing yield with nutrition security? This was a challenge because initial years we are focusing more on enhancing productivity, and we didn't really bother so much about the nutrient content of the grains or the produce. So that time, that was the focus. And recent times, of course, the nutrition can be managed if you diversify your food basket. If you have purchasing power and you can purchase diversity of food and then consume it, and obviously your nutritional needs will be met. But in rural settings, the staple food is only primarily consumed, and the rest of the things which we consume in cities or those who can afford, they are not available. So how do you really improve the nutritional quality of the staple food so that the nutritional status is improved and the people, the vast majority of people who consume, their nutrition status is also improved? And that's in the context of One Health. This is where we start from soil to plant, the plant productivity increase, soil status improvement, soil health improvement, and then ultimately improvement in health of animals and then human. So the One Health concept is very, very relevant in today's world. And it started with animal and human because 60% of our human diseases come from animals. They are called zoonotic in nature. And if you want to manage human diseases and human health, you have to manage animal health and animal nutrition. If animal is deficient, and certainly they would be reflected in human. And if plants are deficient, the soil is deficient and plant is deficient in the micronutrients like iron and zinc, that will be reflected in human health. So this is a continuum. So you can't just neglect one and then think about the other. So if for human health, you need to manage soil health, and soil health to plant health, and then plant nutrition status, and then subsequently talk about human health. And in recent years, there's a focus, you might be reading, that fortification of grains or the produce, different items of food, that you have iron, you have zinc and other items, iodine fortification, for a long time. And fortification is one aspect, but the other aspect is biofortification. One is consuming diversified food, but a biofortification of crops. The crops, staple food crops like rice and wheat, fortifying them with the requirements of nutrition. For instance, protein, for instance, zinc, for instance, iron, for instance, provitamin A, and so on and so forth. Even vitamin E, all that you can enhance in staple food crops, and then let it go to the through the public distribution system or otherwise in the open market to the consumers, and the process their nutrition status is improved. And this is what is the focus during past 10 years. And what has been done is that staple food crops like rice, wheat, and also in other crops like maize, even pearl millet, and even chickpea, the protein content, the iron content, the zinc content, provitamin A content, and all that, the amino acid like lysine and tryptophan in case of maize, they have been improved very, very significantly. And the process, more than 150 biofortified crops have been developed, which were not there before 2016. Maybe hardly one or two varieties were there. And today, more than 150 biofortified crops have been developed, and they are now available and being grown in more than 16 million hectares. More than 16 million hectares in 20 different crops. This more than 150 varieties, precisely 152 varieties have been developed, and they are now going to the field. And once, for instance, in case of rice, rice has about 6 to 7% around protein. Today you have a variety which is called CR 310 and CR 311, and their protein content is more than 10%. This is a huge jump from 7% to 10%. And if you calculate per hectare area, it's a huge amount of protein which is actually harvested there in rice. And the rice grain is being sold as a doctor rice. And similarly, there are other brands which are coming up. And in case of another variety where both CR 311, both protein and zinc content has been improved. And you have in case of wheat called Pusa Tejas, and where the protein content has been improved, and also zinc and iron content has also been improved. More than 50% iron, 50 ppm iron, and 42 ppm zinc. It's a huge biofortified crop variety, hugely modified for nutrient content. And in case of wheat, there are varieties where yield is maintained at par. But in addition to high yield, these additional nutritional factors have been added. And that's the reason these varieties are going large scale to the farmer's field, and they are being now consumed. But most important point is, once I developing a good variety, a nutritious variety. In fact, Honorable Prime Minister, when I was DG ICR and Secretary, Department of Agriculture Research, he asked me that what is the protein content in pulses? I said it is 18 to 20%. And he said, why don't you make it 25%? Always there will be an energy balance in a crop. You can't, even if you wish, because high protein crops, it's not easy to breed. But today, we have a chickpea variety which gives 27% protein. There are also varieties which are giving 24-25% protein. So 3-4 varieties have been developed in this period. And I said, Honorable Prime Minister, that we have succeeded in getting these varieties. And similarly, in case of lentil, getting very high level of the micronutrient, the zinc and iron, the lentil variety. So there are many such examples. I don't want to really burden you with those examples, but the issue is that we have more than 150 biofortified crop varieties, staple crops which can be consumed, rice and wheat, for instance. In case of maize, we have a variety developed by Pusa Institute where vitamin E, vitamin A, provitamin A, lysine and tryptophan all have been improved very significantly. So these varieties need to really find a place in farmers' field and also on our plates, the plates of the consumers, the ordinary consumers. You have to produce separately the seeds for them. You have to grow them. You have to separate them in the market, in the public distribution system, and supply, and also brand them and market them for the consumers who can purchase at a higher price, and also supply them to public distribution system to the vast majority who are suffering from protein malnutrition, iron deficiencies. We say that more than 50% of women in this country, adult women, are anemic. And why? Not just because of iron deficiency, but also because of protein deficiency. Because hemoglobin consists of both protein and iron. And to address protein deficiency and iron deficiency, if one consumes these kind of grains which are biofortified for more protein and more iron and more zinc, certainly the hidden hunger that we have, the malnutrition that we have, the protein malnutrition that we have, the anemic situation that we have, will be able to address. How do you address the health concern of this vast majority? By improving the staple crops. And of course, the culinary diversity of this country is huge. We are slowly forgetting. We don't want to cook anything. We have to go for ready-made food available in the market. Don't want to spend time in cooking. Our mothers used to cook for the whole day. And today, who is there to cook for us? So this culinary diversity we have to maintain. That is another aspect of our health security. So the biofortification and mainstreaming of biofortified crops through policy intervention, that's also important. Partnership with private, that's also important. And culinary diversity and sustaining that is also important. Have a small garden in your balcony with all variety of crops so that you have all kinds of vegetables available. You have a small garden in the rooftop, and that will provide fresh vegetables for addressing your malnutrition throughout the year. And that garden called Nutri Garden can be planned very well. And we have built that model. Madam is not here, Madam Anu Patel. When Madam Smriti Irani was Women Child Development Minister and dealing with this, we discussed quite a bit about the Nutri Gardens. In Madhya Pradesh, these Nutri Gardens were promoted largely, and it's a time to promote all over, and everybody should know about it, how Nutri Gardens can be established and how it can address the malnutrition. So I believe that productivity increase must go hand in hand with the nutrient, high density nutrient in the grains or in the produce, and so that we simultaneously address hunger and malnutrition in this country. And that is where the Indian Council of Agriculture Research and the National Agriculture Research System is working on during past 10 years, which was not the focus earlier. And with these kind of crops and emphasis on Nutri Gardens and focus on diversified food habits, diversifying food habits, we should be able to address the health concerns of this vast majority of people who cannot afford the high cost food items from the market. So with these words, I believe message is clear that we must continue focusing on this aspect, but with the adequate policy support, adequate resources plowed into it, and partnership built in years to come, we should be able to take these products to the consumers ultimately. With these words, thank you very much for giving me this time.
Thank you so much, sir. Veena ma'am, please do the honors. Ma'am, please welcome Dr. S.K. Malhotra. AV of Dr. S.K. Malhotra, please.
Dr. S.K. Malhotra is currently working as a Vice Chancellor, Maharana Pratap Horticulture University, Karnal, Haryana, India. He has worked as a Horticulture Commissioner with additional responsibilities of Horticulture Commissioner in the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, New Delhi, and was ADG with ICAR for about 2 years. Currently, he is providing leadership in agriculture, horticulture policy planning, program development, coordination, monitoring and execution of R&D activities. As a chairperson of member of many high-powered committees, both at national and international level, he has been guiding and providing professional solutions to the emerging challenges. Today, he will be speaking on changes in agriculture patterns to combat National Hunger Index.
Wow. Dr. S.K. Malhotra, please.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everybody. Well, on the dais, we could see Dr. Tirlochan Mahapatra. He is a very good orator. Once he speaks, I think nothing is left out to speak about anything. But anyway, he has always been a source of inspiration to the agriculture sector. He has taken many initiatives when he was Secretary Agriculture, Director General, Indian Council of Agriculture Research. And then I could see Dr. Rai. I met him. I discussed many things with him. Then Dr. Goswami, we all have worked together. Well, many of our senior colleagues and friends. It's really a matter of happiness for me to be here with you all to discuss about changes in agriculture patterns to combat National Hunger Index. This is the topic which has been allotted to me. Well, just few speakers have already mentioned about medical science and many other aspects were discussed. Then Dr. Mahapatra sir also discussed about the role of agriculture for ensuring the food security, nutritional security, and these all aspects were reflected in his presentation. Well, it is very much clear that now changes in agriculture pattern, they mostly focus on food production, but how to produce more food. Record production has been achieved, as it has been mentioned, more than 330 million ton. So in the year 2014, I think it was only 270 million ton. So our food production has increased to 330 million tons. More than 60 million ton extra food has been produced. But again, population is on the increasing side, and there are several challenges in agriculture because resources are declining and we need to produce more. And Madam also mentioned about the Vision 2047. Again, a big challenge is before us that we have to produce 620 million tons of the food by the end of 2047. Again, a big challenge. So we need to increase our food production from 330 to 620 million ton. So this is a kind of challenge before us, but how to address those challenges? So we need to increase our productivity. So because land is same, land mass, we can't increase it. It is not elastic, it is static. Even the land mass is decreasing. Farm lands are decreasing. 140 million ton of the land is available with us. So we can't increase, but we need to increase the production. So productivity-led growth should take place. That is our focus, and that's why Government of India programs all are focused on that one, that how we can achieve productivity-led growth to meet the ever-increasing demand for the food. And again, it has been always emphasized that we need to have sustainable agriculture. So for sustainable agriculture, we need to have climate smart varieties. Sir also mentioned several climate smart varieties have been developed because drought resistant varieties have been developed. And then salinity tolerance varieties are also now available with us. So this way, the breeders, they put their all efforts to breed the varieties for the different agroclimatic zones. So country has made agroclimatic zone-wise planning to address all such issues. Then in enhancing the irrigation efficiency, it has also been made that yes, we need to increase the irrigation efficiency because 50% of our production that comes from the Kharif season, where we are totally dependent on the rains. If we get the good rains, production will also be good. But if we don't get the good rain, sometimes there will be reduction in the yield. So reduction in the food, that sometimes create a kind of threat. So government is always worried about the food security, that we need to ensure the food security. We need to ensure the nutritional security again, because food and nutrition both are the two different sides of the same coin. And now the question is coming about the environmental security. We have to take care for our environment also. So these all are the points which are now emerging, and crop diversification is in focus. So we need to diversify our cropping pattern, cropping system, where we should be in a position to make available different kind of foods to the people. Cereals, apart from cereals, wheat and rice, we need to now focus on maize also. Now it is coming into the picture. Then again, we have millets. You might have heard, because country got the chance to observe International Year of Millets, And India got the chance to provide leadership to the whole world. And we need to promote such kind of foods because these foods are called as the food for adversities. I remember when I presented the proposal from Government of India at FAO Rome regarding International Year for Millets. I was allotted 7 minutes to express and mention that why India should take up this assignment to guide the whole world. But I succeeded in convincing the House where 194 countries were present, and then International Year for Millets was allotted to India, where I highlighted that the group of the crops, millets, the group of the crops, they are the crop for the adversities. They need less and they give more. With less water, with less nutrients, production could be increased. And another point which I highlighted, that these crops are nutritionally rich. Even ragi, everybody knows that it contains more calcium. Even it contains 3 times more calcium than milk, same quantity. Similarly, pearl millet, sorghum, these all are the crops which contains more zinc, iron. So here Dr. Mahapatra sir also mentioned that we need to increase micronutrient use efficiency. We need to take care of our health, where we need to provide all micronutrients to the soil, and those plants will be further translocated to the different parts of the plant, that micronutrients, and this way we can enhance our seeds with the micronutrients. So this way we can improve the quality. So we need to see from the both angles, quantitatively and qualitatively. So qualitative aspect is also required to be taken care of. Apart from the cereals, then we need to emphasize upon production of the pulses. Our pulses production has also increased because we need to fulfill the requirement of protein. As it has been mentioned that here by National Institute of Nutrition have already mentioned that 100 gram of I think protein, and then about 400 gram of vegetable crops they should eat, 100 gram of fruit crops everybody should consume. Similarly, some kind of RDA has been fixed. So RDA is again a nutrient based that system. So we need to provide all kind of foods. Fruits and vegetables are required to be put into our diet. So we need to increase the production. So National Horticulture Mission was started in the country. National Food Security Mission has been started in the country to enhance the production and productivity. So National Horticulture Mission promotes production of horticulture crops, fruits, vegetables, spices, medicinal and aromatic plants, then mushroom cultivation, beekeeping. These all are the areas which are well addressed through this system. So I'll not speak much, but I would like to mention that innovations have been made in agriculture. Several varieties have been developed. Production systems have been developed. Now the focus is on organic production also. Now the focus is on natural farming also, so that safe food could be made available to the people. Good agriculture practices are now being promoted, where a certification system has been set so that we can make available good food to the people. So this way many things are happening, because sometimes this medical sector may not be knowing that what is happening in the agriculture sector. So this way production focus is there, and all aspects related to food security, nutritional security, as well as environmental security are well addressed. So with these words, I'll stop my presentation. Many things have been already explained by Dr. Mahapatra sir, because he was the key person who was involved, and I also got the chance to work in his team as a director, as a assistant director general horticulture, and then as a agriculture commissioner, horticulture commissioner. Thank you so much to the organizers.
Thank you so much, sir. Leena ma'am, please do the honors. So शांतु ने मुझे डॉक्टर महापात्रा से मिलवाया, डॉक्टर कल्याण गोस्वामी से मिलवाया, and he created the whole brain on this discussion. We really thank you, sir, and we ask you to deliver short note.
Dr. Kalyan Goswami. Dr. Kalyan Goswami is the Director General of ACFI. He has done his higher education from Jawaharlal Nehru University and Indian Institute of Foreign Trade, New Delhi. He is seasoned policy person having vast experience in public affairs who has closely worked with the policy makers in both central and state government level. He is also an eminent writer. He writes on agricultural economics and policy in prominent business magazines. He is presently the Director General of Agro-Chem Federation of India, an autonomous national policy organization working in the field of agriculture and rural development. Earlier, he has started his professional career as a civil service officer in West Bengal. Today, he will be speaking on safe nutrition.
Dr. Kalyan, please.
Thanks a lot for giving me the platform. I give thanks to Mahapatra sir and Malhotra sir. You have taken out time. Mahapatra sir used to be our Director General ICR, and Malhotra sir used to be the Agriculture Commissioner. I have closely worked with them, learnt a lot from them. Both are them is very close to the very, I say accessible and gentle. I'll take the name of Sanjay ji. I got introduced with him in AIMS only 1 month back. I've invited him to talk on pandemic. So let me start in a different way. I have been given 5 minutes time. महापात्र सर हैज टोल्ड अ लॉट, बाकी जो था वो भी मल्होत्रा साहब ने बोल दिया. तो लेट मी स्पीक इन ए डिफरेंट वे. In 1830, one of the House of Commons member, T.B. Macaulay, he came to India. The East India Company and then later on British government, they sent him to India to find out infrastructure, the condition of infrastructure, education and health in this country. When he went back, after 5 years in 1835, on 2nd of February, he delivered a lecture in British Parliament. He told India is a green country. There are 13 crore people. It's a green country. I did not see a single beggar on the road. I have that lecture, so I have read it properly. I have not seen a single beggar on the road. Yes, there is a problem in health. There is no health facility. There is no road, all broken, whatever is there. But if I come to 100 years later in 1930, the infamous Bengal famine happened, where 40 lakhs people died. So what went wrong in these 100 years? The population from 13 crore, it has become 30 crore. Then Oxfam came. The British people, they invited Oxfam to do the investigation. They told India is having vast land, but the productivity in agriculture is very low. And then we got our freedom in 1947. And government, in front of the policy makers, the only question was there, how to feed 37 crore people. And they have taken advice from Norman Borlaug, who was the father of Green Revolution. And with the help of ICR, Professor Swaminathan, ICR one of the former DG is sitting here. So with the help of ICR, they started green revolution. And now we see the condition. हम तो बोलते रहते हैं कि 70 years में कुछ भी नहीं हुआ, ऐसा नहीं है. It's not that. The milk production has increased 11 times. The food grain production has increased by 7 times. And now we are a food surplus country. And then the government started thinking, meanwhile in 2013, even the Food Security Act has passed in the parliament. So you might be seeing that the government is giving 5 kilo anas to 90 crore people. I support it. Although debate will continue that we are killing the manpower. That debate will continue. That debate will continue, we are killing the manpower. But I support that the government is giving anas to these 90 crore people. That's a very good thing. So now government is thinking for nutritional security. Pet to bhar gaya, but like you need to have nutrition also. You need to have mineral, you need to have protein, you need to have minimum fat, you need to have appreciable quantity of carbohydrate. In one of the report I was reading yesterday, that is from FAO, trustworthy organization, they have written that 74.2% of the Indians are not getting appreciable nutrition. Then I read another article which is saying 56% of the Indian, they are not getting proper nutrition. So when the report came about hunger index that we are standing at 105, we started hue and cry. तो हमने भी बोल दिया नहीं ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. पर देखिए 105 हो या 90 हो, कुछ तो है. There is something. As the government report is saying, government of India report is saying, not me, 67% of the ladies, the girls, they are anemic. 64% of the juveniles, they are anemic. ये मेरा डेटा नहीं है, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया का डेटा. So if we come at 105 in hunger index, I think there is some logic somewhere. Now let me come to my subject which has been given to me. Safe nutrition. Safe nutrition. See, I was talking to one of the besan manufacturer. बेसन जो हम पकौड़ा वगैरह बनाते हैं. So lot of news was coming in the newspaper that besans are all adulterated, not fit for eating. So he told, okay, you collect besan, we have an outlet, company outlet in CP. Now you tell me, शाम को अगर बारिश हो रही है and my wife tells पकौड़ा खाने का दिल कर रहा है, then I have to drive 28 kilometers to get besan. So that is the situation. You look at ghee. Few days back, lots of ghee container has been raided in Ghaziabad. Those are not ghee only, these are palm oil. Simply palm oil. And there are Chinese perfumes, they put that in the ghee only. Same way, the soybean chunk, the report came, the soybean chunks are made from atta and ammonium bicarbonate. So think of our condition. Even I have heard, I read in newspaper, they are making rice also. From Keralian bigger rice, they are with machine they are making the thinner rice and putting Chinese perfumes. China is here also. You cannot ignore China. I used to be the Secretary General in food processing, so let me tell you, I have only reported that time about honey. About honey. It is a very scientific adulteration. I will say scientific adulteration. You may not be knowing also, sir. It's a very much scientific adulteration. They only teach the farmers, the honeybee, the honey producers, कि आप गुड़ का जो पानी है थाली में रख दीजिए बाहर, तो honey bee will come out will drink that gur ka pani and go back, and you will get lots of honey. So I reported one of the organization, big organization, let me not take the name here, and they are banned for some time. Now what is to be done? These are the problem. We are eating spurious, counterfeit and misbranded products. That's a fact of life. No one can deny. Even you purchase from mall, you purchase from Amazon or Blinkit, it is happening. It happened with me. What is the biggest challenge? Like in Delhi, the North Indian people, they eat lots of sweets. Even the Bengali people like me also eat. So this mewa government themselves has reported 45 to 46% are adulterated. These are not mewa only. जहाँ से मिठाई बनाया जाता है. And at the time of Deepavali, it goes up. हाँ, Deepavali के time पे we may not eat sweet, but other 365 days, 364 days, दिल तो कर ही सकता है ना मिठाई खाने के लिए. But we are bound to eat adulterated. So what is the solution? You may be knowing for 50,000 food outlet, only one food officer is there. For average 50,000 food outlet, only one food officer is there. अगर मन करे कि I will go to all the outlet, so he will take 60 years. So उसका नौकरी खत्म हो जाएगी, then his son will join, then he will continue. Even if they go to 10% of the outlet, if he starts now, he will come back to that same outlet after 6 years. They have the power, but there is no lab testing facility. It has to be there. If lab testing facility is there, then, and secondly, the law has to be stringent also. वो पकड़े जाते हैं. The inspectors, even I am a DG, Director General, they earn more than me. They earn more than me. And the Inspector Raj is going on. वो पकड़े जाते हैं लोग, लेकिन आप जानते हैं क्या होता है उसके बाद, right? It's a nexus. So government has to be, I think I have taken more time. He is looking at me. So government has to be strict on that. Government has to be strict on that. And let me tell you, as because my specialization is counterfeit only. Yes, I did my PhD on counterfeit from IIFT. So I understand this subject very well. After the Notebandi, when the rural economy was broken, and after that only the COVID came. It is no one's fault, COVID came. So the entire rural economy and semi-urban economy broken. Urban, there was not much impact, let me tell you. So government knows that it is happening. But government भी, sir आप माफ कीजिएगा मुझे, government भी not taking that much of initiatives, कुछ तो करके खा रहा है ना. So much of मारामारी in the MSME, small and medium enterprises, तो कुछ तो कर ही रहा है ना. So anyway, I'll stop here. If government becomes strong and government starts action, real action, not action on paper, real action, then it can be stopped. Otherwise, we cannot talk about safe nutrition. जो खुदा ने दिया है वही खाओ और जीते रहो, जितना जियोगे ठीक है. So we need to live on God's blessing. So many thanks for hearing me.
Thank you so much, Kalyan sir, for giving these valuable values. I just request to Leena ma'am to give a small memento to Kalyan sir. Thank you. The next speaker of today's evening is Dr. Sanjay Rai. I would request Leena ma'am to present a bouquet to Dr. Sanjay Rai. Although he is not feeling well, he came all the way. Sir, thanks for your valuable time. And he has done a lot of in the pandemic, sir. I would request you to share your views on the preparation of country for pandemic. Please, please give a round of applause to Dr. Sanjay Rai, please.
Dr. Sanjay K. Rai. Dr. Sanjay K. Rai is currently professor at the Center of Community Medicine, All India Institute of Medical Sciences, New Delhi, India. He is also editor of prestigious WHO Southeast Asia Journal of Public Health and the current president of National Medicos Organization, Delhi State. Dr. Rai is currently non-official member of Empowered Program Committee under National Health Mission, DOI. During COVID-19 pandemic, Dr. Rai played a vital role. He provided leadership to produce 5 constant statements of public health experts of India regarding COVID-19 response. Dr. Rai provided inputs during an interaction with Prime Minister of India. Today, he will be speaking on preparation of country for pandemic.
Thank you. Very good evening. Namaskar, dignitaries on the dais, dignitaries of the dais, ladies and gentlemen. Really, it's my proud privilege to share this special occasion with all of you. First of all, I would like to thank organizers for giving me opportunity, having me here, and especially to Dr. Kalyan. I'm not well and I will not take much time. Everything is available on the YouTube. I spent more than 200 hours during COVID time with the various channel. I have been asked to speak on future pandemic preparedness, learning from the current COVID-19. So we should know what went well, what went wrong during COVID management so that we can take corrective measures in the management of future pandemics. It will take more than 2 days to speak on this. So there are various interventions. With one example, I will stop. And everything is available on the web also. There were many new strategies we adopted during COVID management. When the first time this COVID was reported from Wuhan in December 2019, and in this country, the first 3 cases in January 2020. And then February, we didn't report any case. In March, gradually, we started increasing cases. And then on 22nd of March, 1 day lockdown. And then on from 25th March 2020, we launched this lockdown. So there are various interventions during COVID time to stop the propagation of this COVID disease, COVID-19 disease, or SARS coronavirus 2, which is causing this COVID-19. So the first interventions were non-pharmaceutical and then the pharmaceutical interventions. Non-pharmaceutical interventions, like one was this lockdown, unprecedented. We never had this type of strategy to control a communicable disease. So there are pros and cons. I'm not going to discuss this. Then the contact tracing, the most resource intense activity of this country for contact tracing. Those who were involved in this, from district magistrate to ASA, in any district of this country, they were involved in this contact tracing business. Then on 16th of January 2021, we launched this vaccination program in our country. So there are different vaccination policy for the COVID-19 in this world. If you see US, if you see the CDC recommendation, if you see the WHO recommendation, even today the WHO recommendation, everybody 6 months and above must get a vaccine with the new variant, which is currently Gen1. CDC recommendation, FDA approved with the Gen1 vaccine in August 2024, and the recommendation was FDA approved, and the recommendation was before December, winter season of 2024, everybody must get fourth dose of COVID vaccine with the new variant, that is JN1, and those who are 6 months and above. So why this different policy? In our country, we have not vaccinated children less than 12 years of age. Many European countries, 6 years and above. So why different type of policies? I'm giving you one example about the vaccine. I was the principal investigator for adult and also for the children, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 trial of our indigenous vaccine at AIIMS, New Delhi. We never recommended that children should get vaccine because of few facts, although many parents were not happy. If you recall, during January 2022, during the Omicron wave, all the news channels were full of this, that third wave is going to come and third wave is going to affect our children. Even that time we said, entire group said, we don't have any evidence that children, the third wave will hurt our children. So everything was related to commercial interest. That was not a science, I can say. Everywhere, see, in adult, if the entire I'm giving only one example here, and then I will stop. In adult, if you recall, if the entire population was susceptible, that time the overall case fatality rate, I'm not talking about the infection fatality rate, case fatality rate was 1.5%. That means every 10 lakh population, if they are exposed to this COVID, SARS coronavirus 2, then 1.5% means almost 15,000 were dying. Through vaccination, all these vaccines were effective in protecting against severity and death, not from the infection. So 80 to 90% reduction. So if you are vaccinating 1 million, that is 10 lakh population, you can save 13 to 14,000 lives if the population was susceptible. But if the population in children, that was not the case. In children less than 18 years, see all the report, the total mortality was only 2 per million. Here, 15,000 are not dying. Only 2 per million when the population was susceptible. Even that time. There are some adverse events following immunization, like some heart attack or some cardiomyopathy, etc. All these. And are already reported. And these, the total numbers are, it's a very rare phenomena, not more than 30 to 50 per million. So if suppose if these 30 to 50 are fatal, we can, and if you are saving 14,000 life per million, we can sacrifice 30 to 40 in case of adult. So adult vaccination was very beneficial. If you do the risk and benefit analysis, risk was low, only 30 to 40 per million versus huge benefit, saving the life of 13 to 14,000. In case of children, the overall mortality reported all over the world was 2 per million. So even here, if 14,000 are not, 15,000 are not dying per million, if you vaccinate them, then this will cause definitely more problem with the vaccination than the COVID itself. So that's why we recommended that there is no need to vaccinate children, and I'm very thankful to our Prime Minister. He finally agreed, and in this country we have not vaccinated. So there are multiple learning opportunities for everyone, for doctors fraternity, for public, even for the media people. There are a lot of learning opportunity, and when time will permit, we can speak on these issues. But this was the one example how to prevent exploitation in commercial interest. So thank you very much. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Ma'am, Leena ma'am, please. I want you to be on the dais. Thank you. I want to thank all of you for such a informative and it's, I think, a very thought-provoking session, and we must continue with more of these sessions and with little bit more of time. I'm sorry, today I was trying to hold you with the time. I'm sorry for that. In the end of this session, I want to thank all of you who came over and made this a success. And before I conclude and ask you to proceed for drinks and dinner, I would like to ask Sandeep to come over the dais. We want to thank few of our supporters who has really supported our function. The first and the foremost, I would like to invite Mr. Kamal Mahindru. Mr. Kamal Mahindru on the dais. He has been inspiration throughout the whole thing. He teaches those teachers who teaches the children. He teaches how to teach physics in the rural and sub-rural and urban area. सर मुझे यहीं रहने दो, इतने बड़े बड़े लोगों के बीच में नहीं सर. Kamal Mahindru ji, please. Thank you, Sanjay. It was fantastic. I would like to request Dr. Rajni Jain to come on the dais, please, ma'am. Dr. Rajni Jain. Sandeep. हाँ बोल रहे हैं हाँ हाँ Can I request Loin Dheeraj Goel ji to come on the dais, please? Dheeraj Goel ji. He is from the Ridhisha Group, and he has sponsored this event along with the Shri Jewelers. Nilesh ji, please, on the dais. He is from Shri Jewelers. He has sponsored this program.
Let's Digital Marketing can help you grow your business. At LDM, we have unique ideas, modern tools, and a dedicated workforce that delivers great.
Ma'am, the last honor, last but not the least, Mr. Sandeep Singh from LDM. ये आधे से ज़्यादा प्रोग्राम इन्होंने ऑर्गेनाइज करा है.
Let's Digital Marketing can help you grow your business. At LDM, we have unique ideas, modern tools.
सोने की परख रखने वाले और हीरे से चमकने वाले नीलेश जी से मैं कहूँगा कि दो शब्द.
Digital Marketing is perhaps India's best digital marketing agency.
गुड इवनिंग, नमस्कार, आदाब, सत श्री अकाल। मैं सर इस इवेंट में फर्स्ट टाइम आया हूँ और ये जो इवेंट रहा है आपका बहुत ही अच्छा इन्फॉर्मेटिव रहा और बहुत ही आजकल सबको इसके बारे में जागरूक होने की ज़रूरत है और बहुत अच्छी इन्फॉर्मेशन सब सीनियर डॉक्टर्स ने आके दी। तो सर जैसे आप सब डॉक्टर्स लोग सेहत को चमकाते हैं वैसे ही हम लोग आपको सोने, हीरे, चांदी, माणक, पन्ने से चमकाते हैं। सो प्लीज़ डोंट फॉरगेट, सोने की चमक कभी कम नहीं होती और सेहत की चमक उससे भी ज़्यादा है और उसको बरकरार रखें। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
थैंक यू नरेश जी एंड थैंक यू एवरीबॉडी। प्लीज जॉइन अस ऑन ड्रिंक्स एंड डिनर। थैंक यू सो मच। धीरज जी आप कहाँ रह गए? आप नीचे कैसे चले गए? बरसात हो रही है, ठंडी ठंडी हवा चल रही है और क्या खाने का मज़ा है, आम। आम के बागों के मालिक बनाने आ रहे हैं धीरज गोयल जी। धीरज गोयल
यहाँ आज सबसे पहले तो डॉक्टर दिवाकर जी का और संदीप भाई का शुक्रिया अदा करूँगा तहे दिल से कि उन्होंने आज इस प्रोग्राम में हमें यहाँ आने का मौका दिया। और उससे भी ज़्यादा अधिक जो आज यहाँ विशिष्ट महानुभव आप सब सामने बैठे हैं, कि कोई भी किसी कार्यक्रम की जो शोभा होते हैं वो मंच के साथ साथ जो सामने जो प्रांगण में बैठे होते हैं वो ज़्यादा अच्छे, उनकी वजह से ही कोई भी कार्यक्रम शोभायमान होता है। तो मंच पर सम्मानित अतिथिगण तो पहले से जो हैं जा चुके हैं और कुछ हमारे सामने बैठे हैं, तो फिर भी एक पंक्ति कही जाती है कि सम्मानित मंच और अति सम्मानित सदन, सभी को मेरा नमन। मैं रिदिशा ग्रुप से धीरज गोयल, और विशेष रूप से हम जैसे आज हेल्थ कॉन्सेप्ट की बात चल रही है, हम लोग हेल्थ के एक प्रोग्राम में आए हैं, तो इसी के अंतर्गत हमारा भी हेल्थ से ही रिलेटेड एक हम लेकर आए हैं अपना प्रोजेक्ट कि आम तो खाने ही हैं, पर आम खाने के लिए हमें आम के पेड़ लगाने भी हैं। तो आप अपना मैंगो फार्म या बेम्बो फार्म या फ्रूट ऑर्किड और अलग अलग तरह के प्लांट्स जो आज आवश्यकता है, हम लोग बाकी सब चीज़ों में आज भौतिकता में इतने बह गए हैं कि जो वास्तव में एक आवश्यकता है कि हम लोग सेहत को कैसे अच्छा रखें। तो सेहत को तो हम लोग खाने से तो अच्छा रखेंगे, लेकिन हमें वो खाना जो शुद्ध है वो मिलेगा कहाँ? तो वो आपको मिलेगा आपके अपने फार्म हाउस में। तो आप अपना एक फार्म हाउस बनाइए, उसमें अपने वेजिटेबल लगाइए, प्लांट्स लगाइए, फ्रूट्स लगाइए, और विशेष रूप से आप नीम के पेड़, आंवले के पेड़, बेल के पेड़, आप इन सब चीज़ों को प्रोत्साहित कीजिए, लोगों को प्रोत्साहित कीजिए कि जीवन में जितना ज़रूरी हमारा पैसा कमाना है उससे कहीं ज़्यादा ज़रूरी हमारा पौधों को और पेड़ों को लगाना है। तो मैं एक स्लोगन के साथ अपनी बात समाप्त करूँगा कि सांसें हो रही हैं कम, आओ पेड़ लगाएं हम, और फार्म हाउस चाहिए आपको तो रिदिशा ग्रुप हमेशा आपके साथ है। कभी भी हमसे आप संपर्क कर सकते हैं, मेरे विजिटिंग कार्ड काफ़ी लोगों के पास हैं। बहुत ही स्वादिष्ट आम मैं आप सब लोगों के लिए आया हूँ, खाइए, और अगर अपना मन बने कि आपको अपना फार्म हाउस बनाना है तो हमसे संपर्क कीजिए। जय हिंद, धन्यवाद।